Early Morning, Chapter 15. A Miraculous Ladybug Fanfiction written and narrated by Mira Rose. Artwork by Cat Saturn Art on Instagram. You can find a link to Cat Saturn in the description box. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to this channel and check out the previous 14 chapters of this story. If you've already done that, go ahead, smash that like button and leave a comment in the comment section. If you don't know what to comment, put ladybug earrings. Please enjoy Early Morning, Chapter 15. Adrien Agreste. Anxious. 2048. As annoying as he could be, it was strange to not have Plagg around. Adrien gave Nino his ring to take the little guy with him, and it made him feel vulnerable. Never mind the other Kwamis he had helping around the shop, although sometimes they made more work than their efforts helped. He'd kept them hidden away, locked in the miraculous box, but it was time for them to taste daylight, too. At first, he'd kept them in there to brainstorm how to help Tiki, but hadn't amounted to much. So, may as well let them enjoy what this version of the world had to offer. 2 days ago, he would have felt more alone than ever without Plagg. But now, with Nino going to the mansion and the Kwamis scrubbing at the grout, well, maybe this world wasn't so bad after all. Even on bad terms with the love of his life. Speaking of the love of his life, it'd been a hot minute since he'd seen Marinette, but because he didn't answer the door when she came calling, and after a few tries, she stopped. That was to be expected. You can't help someone who isn't willing to help themselves, and life moves on. If he wanted to see her again, he had to be the one to reach out at this point. Well, Plagg wasn't here, so it's not like he could go. Unless... No. Sass was with Luca. Only a few Kwamis weren't with their partners, so Adrien couldn't go as Aspic or another superhero. He toyed with the idea of giving Marinette the Mouse Miraculous again, but that could end poorly if Muso said something suspicious. Besides, even though she used other Miraculouses at times, Marinette was Ladybug, not another superhero. Tiki would know what to do, wouldn't she? Why couldn't it have been Plagg? He loved the little guy, but he was no good at fixing. Adrien caressed the box holding the ladybug earrings, folding it between his thumbs as he circled the drain of thoughts, the tub dry and empty as always once he clawed himself out. Nothing. There were no developments after months, and no help because he wasn't actually the guardian in the eyes of those who mattered. He'd even tried wearing the Miraculous, but nothing happened. No harm in a 7th try, though, right? Adrien pushed the studs in, tearing the near-closed piercings. It wasn't often he had to wear something in his ears, and his left ear hadn't been done as a clean, straight shot years ago. Spots on. Nothing. As usual, he was just a guy with a dead Miraculous chilling through his ear bones. Cool. At least it distracted him momentarily from Nino visiting the mansion. But this time, he kept them in, feeling the comfort of a Miraculous even if it wasn't his to do so with. Dude! Adrien heard the entrance door slam against the wall downstairs as Nino made his entrance. Nino? He called down. Dude, I got it! His chest stilled before racing down the stairs. You got it? He echoed, nearly tumbling as he fumbled one foot after the other on the steps. Yeah! Nino's grin stretched wide, and Plagg lay sleeping on the bill of his cap. I got it, dude! What does it... Adrien swallowed, slowing his last few steps, still a riser above floor level. Did you read it? He shook his head. But I'll pat your back while you do. Nino was right. He should be the person to read it first. It couldn't be that bad, could it? But was it a letter for Adrien or a letter for Cat Noir? Well, only one way to find out. Two ways. Two ways to find out. Can you... He began, looking away. Can you check who it's addressed to? Nino didn't so much as bat an eyelash as he turned his attention to the letter. It says Adrien on it. Oh, okay. He couldn't tell if he was relieved. Adrien felt like a cat startled by a cucumber during mealtime. It was a letter for him. For Adrien. It was a letter from the person he missed the most. It was a letter from the person he loved the most. It was a letter from the person he cursed the most. It was a letter from Ladybug. It was a letter from his girlfriend. You need a moment, man? Adrien looked back at Nino. No, I should be good. He addressed the last step, then took the letter, looking over the handwriting he'd memorized over the years. You might want to sit down first. Oh, yeah, right. You want me to, make tea or something? Yeah, Adrien nodded, unmoving. Yeah, that'd be nice. Cool. Can I be honest for a moment? Nino didn't wait for an answer. I have no idea how to make tea. I was trying to play to the mood. You want to be a therapist but don't know how to make tea? Adrien gave him a raised eyebrow, but the mood was lighter than a moment before. That's a best friend for you. You want to be a tea store owner but haven't taught your homeboy how to make tea? Nino shot back. Wow, he echoed. Come on. He pointed to a chair. Sit. Read. Swallowing, Adrien stumbled over, tripping over a package he hadn't had the energy to open a few days back after signing for it. Taking another look at his name, penned in black ink, Adrien took a breath and cracked the glue sealing. Fingers frozen, Adrien stared at the paper inside. This was it. This was where the answers he'd begged for lay. Unless it wasn't. Unless this was yet another stepping stone doubling as a stumbling block. Either way, these were Ladybug's last words to him, in a time where he didn't realize how lucky he was to be loved by her, even when he did. These were Ladybug's words to Adrien from a time when she didn't hate him without a mask. Thank you so much for listening. Chapter 16 is on the way. In the meantime, you can check out these other fanfictions for more content, Bo Burnham style. Oh gosh, I need to just start scripting these outros because that wasn't good. Whatever. If you're still listening, comment Bo Burnham. I can't, I need sleep.